Hello, English 101. My name is Rebecca Warfield, and I'll be your instructor for this semester for Fall 1 OAP Session 1. And again, this is your English 101 course, College Writing and Reading 1. I'm going to go over the syllabus in this video. As we move through this semester, I'll have more exciting videos of, me hopefully in an entertaining way talking to you. But for now, we just need to look at the syllabus. So we'll go through page by page here. So bear with me as we move through all of the policies and expectations of the course. If you look up here at the top, again, it says here, my name is Rebecca Warfield. My office is Morton 122. I know a lot of you are not actually in Wilmington this semester, and that's no problem. I do have office hours Tuesday, Thursday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., and Fridays, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. These times are Eastern Standard. If you are located in Wilmington, you're welcome to stop by and ask questions, get any help that you need for the course. If you are not local, you can always Skype in with me or FaceTime me. Though I am available during these times, I may or may not be logged in to Skype, and for FaceTime you have to call. So the best way to handle that is just to shoot me an email, and then we can connect on Skype or FaceTime. And of course, you can always email me at warfieldr@uncw.edu. Moving right along here, I have a little note at the top of this syllabus that it's designed to be interactive-ish. So anywhere you see a picture or an icon, you can click that for more information. But do note that this isn't designed for you to just not read the syllabus. Instead, it's really for referencing supplemental information. So please be sure to read through this syllabus very carefully. For this class, we will need the textbook Science and Society and Anthology for Readers and Writers. I've selected this text because I know most of you are nursing students, so I'm hoping that this material can be a little more interesting for you rather than a more standard composition textbook, maybe bringing a little relevancy into the class. And additionally, all English 101 students will need the UNCW Guide to Composition. If you don't have that, you can visit the UNCW bookstore to get that. The other required course materials: access to reliable internet, a good attitude, and required readings and texts. The course description is here. This course will introduce students to the composing process through practice in analysis and rhetoric, as well as narrative and expository forms appropriate to academic writing. So essentially, this is a little bit of jargon to explain that we will be working through the writing process and learning to operate within different genres of writing. We'll also be working with research using print and online sources, learning how to correctly document our sources and write persuasively, and we'll focus on analysis and argument. This course will prepare you for English 201 as well. So that will be the next part of your composition course. I'll let you move through these course goals at your own time and your own pace, but do know the intention of this course is to learn how to write and read as a college student. So of course that means we will be writing and reading. There's no getting around that one. The online format, I'm going to read through this verbatim here because it's very important. We will be using Blackboard as a platform for this course, and you can visit this link right here to access Blackboard. Your login is your UNCW email and your UNCW email password. Then, oops, this is a typo. I'm sorry. This should say Select English 101. I'll fix that for you by the time you're looking at your own copy of this. Please select English 101 from your course list on Blackboard. Then when you get in the course, you'll see that the left sidebar is persistent. So in other words, it follows you everywhere you go. And you can access everything you need from that left sideboard. If you happen to get a little bit lost, you can always click the Start Here link on the left-hand side, and that will bring you right back to the home page. Our course is organized into 7 learning modules, 1 for each week. Modules 1 through 7 will be available by 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on each Monday of our course. You will be able to access that by clicking the learning module that corresponds with that week. Links to all assignments will be available within the corresponding learning modules, so you don't need to worry about looking all over Blackboard for your assignments and tasks. Everything is housed within that module folder. And again, if you get lost on Blackboard, just click Start Here, and it'll take you right back to our home page. Also, this course is asynchronous, so in other words, there are no required meeting times, but you will need to log into Blackboard at least 4 times a week to be successful in the course. Typically, I would suggest logging in on Mondays to get organized for the week. Deadlines are usually on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays by 11:59 Eastern Standard Time, but you can also look at the course schedule and the learning modules for specific assignment and deadline information. how to contact your instructor. That's me right there to the left. So you can put a face with the voice. Unfortunately, this semester, unless you live in Wilmington, we probably won't get to meet face to face, but there's my face if it helps give some sense to whom you are talking and writing to. You can click my picture to find me on Instagram, though I will let you know I rarely post. My life as I get older is not quite as exciting as it used to be. So sometimes I post like a really delicious meal, or something like that. So you can follow me on Instagram, but be prepared to be bored. But there are a variety of ways to contact me outside of class. And because we're spread across the country, I do have that office hours are by appointment. But again, if you scroll up to the top, you can note here that you can drop in during these times. I just know that's a little more complicated since some of you are not in Wilmington. So face-to-face, again, my office is in Morton 122. I'll be available via FaceTime or Skype. And again, if you'd like to meet me that way, just shoot me an email, and that way I can log on if I'm not already logged on, or I can send you my number so you can FaceTime with me. Otherwise, you can shoot me an email. I do have here to keep the expectations about email realistic. In general, I don't use my phone for email, so I really only check when I'm at my computer. And I do try to check my email throughout the day, but do note that after 5 p.m., I'm usually not very available. As such, I cannot guarantee a response to emails sent after 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until the following business day. Additionally, weekends, holidays, and other days the school is closed, I do not check my email. So if you need to get a hold of me, please plan your correspondence accordingly, and you can expect a response from me within 24 hours on days we have class or business days. And again, I'll say this till I'm blue in the face, you can Skype and FaceTime me. So if you have questions, please feel free to reach out. There are many ways for you and I to correspond. I have a little note here about email. If you do email me, please make sure you follow the proper conventions of a professional email, including a salutation, body, and closing. Please note that if an email is sent that does not follow professional practices, I will ask you to resend it. Really, I'm not trying to make life difficult, but in the English class, we're always practicing writing in everything that we write. So even our emails, we're following conventions and standards for that genre. And for more information about how to email professors, you can click this little icon here or this link here. Again, anything that has an icon is clickable. Another way for us to keep in touch that I'm really excited about is through a mobile app called GroupMe. You're not required to join the GroupMe app. However, it is a free texting app that makes life pretty easy. So during the first week of classes, I'll send an email invite to you to join GroupMe. You will have to share your phone number with me to join, but it will not be shared with other people. And what I like about this is that way we can correspond with each other really in real time and work as a group. So if you have a question and you're not hearing back from me via email, you can send a message on GroupMe to the whole group, and either I'll get it, if I'm not at my email, I'll probably have my phone, so I'll get it, or even better, your classmates can get that message and you guys can help each other out. I've been using GroupMe in my classes now for the last year, and many of my students have said that it's been the lifesaver for the course. So I really, really encourage you to join the GroupMe app and join us as a class for this semester. But you don't have to, of course, but truly it is really helpful because that way I can have a little more real-time access to your questions and you guys can help each other and build community too. And for more information about GroupMe, you can click here or on this link here. Course requirements, there will be discussions worth 400 points. There'll be essay worth 100 points, drafts and peer reviews worth 100 points, and module assignments worth 400 points. The grading breakdown is right here, so you can look at that. Do note that it is a plus-minus scale. In terms of late work policies and deadlines, simply, I will not accept late work under any circumstances. All submissions are electronic, and you will know your due dates for the entire semester by the first day of class. So if your work is submitted late, I'm not going to take it. Realistically, the submission boxes will likely close at the due date in time, so it might be difficult, but even if you email it to me and it's late, I will not accept it. So please make sure you allow time for technology malfunctions and delays because we can't guarantee much in life, but it's a pretty sure bet that technology is going to mess up here and there. So do the best you can to work in advance, get your stuff in early so that way if there's a problem, you can have your work in on time. Discussions. In lieu of face-to-face discussion, we will partake in online discussion via the course website. So conversation is a critical component to the understanding, evaluating, and analyzing literature, other forms of writing, blogs, websites, everything that we're going to be looking at over the course of this semester. We do need to talk about, but we're limited because we are online. So our discussion boards will replace what would normally be face-to-face discussion. All discussions will involve an original posting part A and 2 responses part B. There are a total of 8 discussion assignments this semester. Each of the assignments is worth 50 points for a total of 400 points. The guidelines, stipulations, and rubric are provided on the course website, and you can find that under it'll be linked into the discussion board, but it's also under our resources folder. If you go into Start Here and click under the course documents folder, if you go to Start Here, course documents, the discussion board rubric is also in there. So please familiarize yourself with that. Over a series of drafts, students in this course will compose a formal essay. This essay will be approximately 650 to 800 words and will demonstrate the students' cumulative understanding of the course material and follow MLA guidelines for formatting and documentation. This assignment is worth 100 points, and the rubric will be provided on the course website. Drafts and peer reviews. This course encourages students to approach writing as a process rather than a product. As such, students will move through a series of drafts and peer reviews in the effort to compose a complete publication-ready essay at the end of the semester. That's not to suggest that you have to actually submit your essay for publication, but it should be in a place where you feel so darn confident about it, you could submit it. Along the way, each student will evaluate at least 2 of their peers' drafts and provide feedback. And students will also be required to complete self-evaluations and reflections pertaining to the essay drafts and reviews. The guidelines, stipulations, and rubric are provided on the website. Each week for the modules, You will be required to complete an online module. These modules will open on Mondays at 8 a.m. and close on Sundays at 11:59 p.m. The purpose of each module is to categorize and organize the week's course content and to provide creative assignments to get you thinking about the material and its relationship to life outside of the text. And this is really important because it's one thing to become a better writer, to improve some areas of our writing capabilities, but it's also really important for us to understand how this plays out in our regular lives. If we just keep all of this coursework isolated and contained into the course, we're really not learning. This is supposed to transform the way we write in the world and transform the way we hold conversations and transform the way we interact with other people's writing. So hopefully by the end of this course, you will see that how we can interact with this material in a way for us to change our lives. The guidelines, stipulations, and assignment rubrics will be provided in each module. And here's one of my favorite parts, extra credit. Normally I don't give extra credit, but throughout the duration of this course, I'll be hiding a number of Easter eggs in the course material. If you find them and follow the directions, you will receive 1 extra credit point per Easter egg. Formatting. Every written assignment you submit must be in MLA format. Click the icon here for more information about MLA. All of your papers will be turned in electronically via Blackboard. It must be in a .docx or a .doc format. I will not accept any file extensions such as Pages, Rich Text Format, WordPerfect, or PDF, simply because I will be grading them via Word. So they need to be in a .doc or .docx format. If you send your essay in the correct format, I will not accept it, and it will result in a 0. For more information about MLA, you can click this link here for supplemental assistance or this link. Turnaround time. I will do my very best to get your papers and assignments back to you as quickly as possible. Please keep in mind that teaching and grading take time, so I do ask for your patience. My goal is to always have your grades back to you before the end of the next module, but do know that I too am busy, so I know we're all working at the pace as quickly as we can. Violence and harassment. Of course, UNCW practices zero tolerance policy for any kind of violence or harassing behavior. If you're experiencing an emergency of this type, you can contact the campus police, 911, or UNCW Care. I am also a resource for you if you feel comfortable coming to me, but do know that you can click here and here for more information or reach out to any of these services listed in the syllabus. Religious observance. If you need to take absence for religious observances, you know who you are, and you can take those via CNET. If you have questions about that, you can contact me. Otherwise, you can go through CNET to take those absences. Disability services. If you are a person with a disability and anticipate needing accommodations, you can reach out to the Disability Services Center. You can click this little Seahawk guy here to go to their website, or click this link here. Once you go there, if they provide you accommodations, they will send them to me, but do know if you need to use your accommodations, you will have to let me know. So just because they send the request for accommodations to me doesn't mean that you're actually using them. You'll need to let me know that you need the accommodations. The UNCW Statement on Diversity in the University Community. I'll read this section here. As an institution of higher learning, the University of North Carolina Wilmington represents a rich diversity of human beings among its faculty, staff, and students, and is committed to maintaining a campus environment that values diversity. Accordingly, the university supports policies, curricula, and co-curricular activities that encourage understanding of and preparation for all members of its community, and will not tolerate any harassment or disrespect for persons because of race, gender, age, color, national origin, ethnicity, creed, religion, disability, sexual orientation, political affiliation, marital status, or relationship to other university constituents. So in this class, we will be conducting ourselves in a manner that is consistent with the Campus Respect Compact. You can find that by clicking here or clicking right here in the diversity statement. And I'd like to back up just for a second in regard to the diversity statement, and also if we move up to the violence and harassment. And we can take a minute just to talk about how to compose ourselves in an online course. Not that I expect any of you to, be violent or harassing others or being disrespectful in terms of diversity on our course site, but it is something we need to talk about. So if we navigate over to our Blackboard site, which you can ignore all this, I'm still working on putting this together for you. You can move over to start here and you'll see the netiquette. Ooh, I'm in the wrong class, I'm sorry. Move over to the start here and you will see the netiquette and 12 rules for ground rules for online discussion. This is something that I adapted from a colleague, Jennifer Lozano, and you can read through this at your own time to make sure you're aware of how to conduct yourself in an online environment. I will expect you to be familiar with this, and if at any time you are not following the standard rules of netiquette and the 12 ground rules for online discussion, we will definitely have to have a conversation, and depending on the severity of the situation, it could involve the Dean of Students. So please do make sure that you understand how to compose yourself and to compose your language in an online environment. I know it's very easy for us to hide behind our computer screens, but we do have to make sure that we are communicating in the same way that we would if we were face-to-face. I think the number one rule is if you wouldn't say it, I always say this to my students, if you wouldn't say it to your grandma's face, don't say it on the computer. So, moving on. Always be nice to your grandma's face. Academic honesty. So all students, of course, at UNCW are subject to the UNCW Academic Honor Code. If at any time I discover that you have plagiarized or have cheated in the course, I will first report you to the Dean of Students, and then you will not only fail the assignment, you will fail the entire class. So please make sure that you are familiar with the Academic Honor Code. If you are not sure if something is plagiarism or not, it is best to either not do it or check to see if it is. And just so we're clear, copying and pasting from the internet is plagiarism. Having someone else write your paper for you is plagiarism. Recycling an essay from a former class is plagiarism. Buying something off the internet is plagiarism. Using someone else's ideas as your own without citing them is plagiarism. So the list can keep going on, but you can look right here and it has a little more information. But just so you know, this is taken very seriously. Generally, it takes more work to plagiarize than it does just to do the work yourself. So, best idea, just go ahead and do the work. If you need to read a copy of the honor code, you can click here, or you can click this little Seahawk guy right here. And last but not least, I do reserve the right to make changes to the course syllabus and schedule at any time during this semester. However, I will always notify you in advance if this happens. So there won't be any big surprises. I try not to change anything at all, but every once in a while, life happens, tech issues happen, stuff like that, and we have to rearrange a little bit. So I do ask for you to be flexible, but also know that I'm not going to just out of the blue change the whole course on you. If you have any questions, please let me know. You know how to contact me. All my information's up here on this syllabus. I'm looking forward to a great semester, and I will talk to you soon.